Pretty good.
Is there a max that we can have?
100.
100?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And we need
Great.
50 for a quorum.
All right, you're going to hear a sound that you have not heard in many months now. This is really fun to do. We are called to order for the 2020 Awards and Installation Program of the Rotary Club of Park City. As everybody knows, I'm the 2019-2020 President, Richard Stanford. We're going to start this meeting with an invocation from John Brown.
All right. If I hate to deprive John of the opportunity, but I'll go ahead and do the invocation if you bow your heads. Father, what a delight it is to be together again, at least virtually, to see each other's faces, to hear the bell ring, to give thanks that we've been able to go through kind of a national tragedy in a way that has maintained this club and has kept our service above self going. And we're going to talk more about that as we go on. But Father, we learn as we're apart from each other how wonderful it is to know and be with each other. So help us enjoy ourselves on a very big night for the Rotary Club of Park Cities. We pray all of this in your name. Amen.
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 Yes. And now our Pledge of Allegiance from past President Carl von Bieberstein.
All right, Rotarians, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
If you'll put your hand over your heart and repeat after me or with me, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Today's marketplace sponsor is Happy Franklin. We all know Happy for her leadership, energy, and powers of connecting people. Today we highlight her work with Hilltop Securities Independent Network. Happy's been a financial advisor and Rotarian since 2001. She graduated from Texas Tech with a business and law degree. Happy enjoys working with individuals, families, and business owners. Her clients typically have $1 million and over to invest. She's got clients all over Texas and in 10 plus additional states. She's got 4 certifications in her offices at Park Cities at the corner of Lovers Lane and Preston Road. She enjoys helping her clients with their financial planning, educational planning, life insurance and long-term care insurance planning, and comprehensive investment planning needs. She enjoys hosting 2 networking groups, a monthly seminar series, and writing a weekly COVID-19 pandemic market recovery email series. You probably all need that. Please help me thank Happy for her support of Rotary. Thanks, Happy.
And now I have the privilege of talking about the year that has been. 2/3 of it was what we do. The last third was what we've learned to do, and I think we've done pretty well under very adverse circumstances. I want to start with the first 2/3 of the year. The year always starts with a big parade, and Happy and Dustin and the crew and the whole club had the kind of parade that brought 10 or 12,000 people, I'm sure. I never counted or knew the amount, but I know it was at least 10,000 people. And I had never been on the float before, and what an experience to be up on the float and see all those people and all those police cars in a line. So the parade is a great community thing, and they did it well this last year. Snyder Plaza tree lighting was maybe the biggest crowd they've ever had, as far as I know. I mean, that was a big crowd, a very successful event, and all the service stuff that kept going throughout those 8 months. The Dentistry with a Heart. I'm gonna read it so I don't forget some of these, and I'm sure I'll forget some. But Dentistry with a Heart, all the stuff that goes on with the Interact at Hillcrest, the Angel Tree, the North Texas Food Bank packing, the popcorn packing for the Scottish Rite, Ronald McDonald House and Fisher House, and all that we do at Agape, Meals on Wheels. You know, we were out there doing all our things and serving. We brought in quite a number. Of course, we've lost a bunch with the current adversities, but we actually brought in quite a few new members this last year. Happy in the group with PCR Connect were very a fine level of giving both to our foundation and to Rotary International, and the usual fine work of our foundation to make gifts in the community. I would lift up two things that I think were really important. The legacy of leadership. This was the second year, but it just keeps building. I think it's a model for this district and for Rotary nationally, and so that was. We'll talk about that in a bit, but that was a big thing. And the money, almost 100,000 almost, that's been raised for the clinic at Bonton. That's going to be a signature event. Now, for the last 4 months, we organized. Fred had people calling and serving out at Agape Clinic lunches, and we stayed connected. The studio here, we can't say enough about what Mark Neese and Scott here have done at Sync Lab. I mean, we had the snazziest looking Friday Rotary program of anybody, and that's thanks to them. Couldn't give Mark a club award this year because he's already won it for what he's done, but we certainly recognize how important the studio was, and we even had an outdoor event. I thought that was fun, you know. It was a little warm, but it was windy, and that was a good place to have an event. And it was the first time we've ever done an outdoor event. And somebody that really works for this club in ways that a lot of people don't understand how much is Betty Dawson. I mean, Betty is not only is our hub fabulous, but I mean, it's a bulletin excellence kind of district thing. But she writes these articles for 5810, and I don't know how often you go on the 5810 website, but we get good publicity for what we do because Betty writes great articles. And so, and you cannot say enough about what Sarah Dustin and the parade folks did this year. As it turns out, we looked very responsible. We acted when we needed to act. And as it turns out, there was no way even remotely we could have done that. And so the intelligent decision was made far enough ahead of time to give time to do really inventive and fun community stuff. I was one of the judges of the yard and block competitions, and that was fun seeing what the community could do. As a result of the last couple of years, the great parade last year and the wonderful yard competitions and alternative fourth stuff, the board of directors voted, and we told the district we were nominating Sarah Ollier for the Star Award for this club. A new thing in 5810, each club can award. It's not competitive. I mean, we say who wants to be in the district recognizes this, and we have basically said that Sarah is our star for District 5810 for our club for 2019-2020. And so I just wanted to mention that. One thing, we can be so proud of our strategic partners, the people we work with, all that the Salvation Army has done, and it's been a tough time for them. All that Agape Clinic has done, and particularly Trish, we are so proud whenever we look on national TV and see these long lines of cars and major national outlets are publicizing the work that's done by the North Texas Food Bank in a tough time. And we're proud because we know we gave a truck to that. And so it's fun watching our partners be really significant in our community. Now, I will say one thing got left on the table, and that was the idea that we need to look at alternative ways of dealing with young professionals who might be Rotarians. We're just getting ready to have a meeting on that, and then this hit, and we've had other things to do. So that got left on the table, but in some form or fashion in the future, we're going to be looking at alternative ways to do Rotary for younger Rotarians. And I will say something for Barb, and I'm going to say something for Happy, who's on this call. I did not realize when I was Paul's president-elect how much help I should have been to Paul. But I will tell you, having Barb as president-elect and Happy as vice president built me up in so many ways where I was absolutely unable really to take on certain tasks, and they did it. And so I now see the thinking behind having our very elaborate system of president-elect, vice president. If you work together, you do so much more than you could ever do as president, because and we had very complementary talents, and it just, so thank you, and thank you, Happy. It worked out real well. So having said that, let's look at the our board of directors and officers for 2019-2020. We have awards. Of course, what you're going to do with these awards, and let me hold up one here. Here's Bud's. It looks like kind of a lucite thing. It's a diamond on a base. You can make arrangements to pick those up at the Rotary office in Snyder Plaza. And with that, you will also get a Rotary mask. I'll bring over those, Laurie, so we can have Rotary masks available also for everybody. And they're beautiful. And we recognize the work of Barb as president-elect, Happy as vice president, Valerie as secretary, Scott as treasurer, and all our directors, Herb and Daniel and Bud and Paul McFarland, Stan Wright, E.G. McMillan, Cindy Cummings was our sergeant at arms, Lisa Amsbury, our parliamentarian, Karen Ferris, our director at large, and Paul Pyrock, past president. And so we recognize you with an award. Just make arrangements to come pick it up. And we also want to recognize the legacy of leadership. The team leaders, Dustin and Cleve and Jeff and Paul and George Rachesky, there they are. They invented something in Paul's presidency, and they've carried it on this year that is really a model, as I said. And so who knows what the district will do, but we put in a leadership nomination as a district nomination, and we'll see what they do with that, because Legacy of Leadership is such a significant program. Those were the people that made it run, and this is our class of 2019 and 2020. Stephanie Bohan, Nolan Duck, Patrick Harden, Barb, Jeffries, Jill Jordan, Willie Lees, Barbara Markham, Chris McNeil, Valerie Peelan, Jeff Sheehan, and Herb Zidd. And I do want to say something about, in fact, I'm going to read this. They came up with a very inventive leadership class project. Phase 1, they gathered information to create and distribute 44 job descriptions for all officers, directors, team leaders in the club. They're all archived on Club Runner, and they're printed in a binder at the club office. That assures smooth year-end transitions of responsibilities. Phase 2, there's going to be a service drive next week, a Friday meeting on July 17th, to explain the 31 different external and internal club volunteer opportunities in the club. Each director will give a short recap of their lanes of service and the team leaders' roles. This is a very organized start to a new year, and our Legacy of Leadership class are the ones that put it together. Now, members will be able to sign on online now using the new volunteer opportunities form instead of paper and pencil. We used to put those on everybody's desk, and some of them came in and a lot of them didn't. So now the form is available on our website under the info tab. It can be completed at any time. So, so this is all just great stuff happening. But now we want to, you see some sort of big Lucide awards here. It's time to make our club awards. And for that, I'm going to ask past President Karen Ferris to start us off.
Thank you, President Richard. We'll get right into it. The 8 awards that are going to be presented tonight will be given to those individual Rotarians who have shown outstanding leadership and service to Rotary and the Rotary Club of Park Cities during the past year. Past President Fred Brown and I had the honor of chairing this committee. Fred couldn't be with us tonight, and so Richard will be assisting me. The other people on the committee were Barb Jeffries and Happy Franklin. And thank you to everybody who submitted nominations. I know sometimes you may wonder, does anybody ever pay attention to those? Yes, we do, and thank you so much. And we definitely had some difficult decisions this year because of all the outstanding work that has been accomplished. So that's a nice problem to have. So let's get into it right away with our first award, which is the Hugh McAfee Service Above Self Award. And I'm going to pass to Richard to make that presentation.
Right. As you see, the purpose of this award is to recognize a club member who has demonstrated exemplary humanitarian service in any form, at any level, with an emphasis on personal volunteer efforts, active involvement in helping others through Rotary service. The award honors the life of Hugh B. McAfee Jr., who actively pursued spreading Rotary goodwill, who constantly sought to bring Rotary into the lives of others, knowing the benefits it afforded everyone who lived a life of service. Our 2020 recipient joined on August 6, 2003. Classification is accounting. Interests are golf, music, tennis, theater, a graduate of Duke University. Employment, previous owner and founder of PT Enterprises, Inc., the accounting and bookkeeping services catering to small business. Today she's retired and enjoying traveling and life in general. She's a Paul Harris and Frank Monroe Fellow. She rose through the leadership ranks in our club. She was the RCPC treasurer from 2008 to 2010, director of club services from 10 through 11, director of international services from 11 to 12, foundation board 13 through 20. In 17, she became president, and under her leadership, 100% of the club members became Paul Harris Fellows. This is a really big deal and difficult to accomplish with a club of our size, as we know. The club began live streaming of Friday meetings. We celebrated the 50th anniversary as a Rotary Club and attracted 29 new members. As a result of her leadership, RCPC was awarded 6 district 5810 awards, 2 individual and 4 club. I remember that night. They just kept sending things in our direction. No one to rest on her accomplishments. She's currently serving as co-chair with Lee Wagner of the financial campaign for the proposed clinic project. It's our privilege and honor to present the 2019-2020 RCPC Hugh B. McAfee Jr. Service Above Self Award to my fellow Rotarian, Pam Carvey.
Pam, are you with us tonight? We zoom in on
here. I am stunned. I am thrilled beyond belief. What an honor.
Congratulations, it's most deserving.
Service is everything, so I'm really thrilled. Thank you all.
Well, congratulations. Okay, now let's move to the second award, and that's the Wilbur Hawkins Spirit of Rotary Award. Give a minute here for my slides to catch up. And this award was established in 1997, and it's presented to a club member for enthusiastic service. And it's somebody who promotes the culture, the joy, and the spirit of our club through humor and fun. I actually had the honor of knowing Wilbur Hawkins. He was still active when I first joined the club, and he was just one of those fabulous individuals. You felt better just by being around him. He was a member for 44 years as a charter member, and his spirit was contagious. So let's go on. Our recipient this year joined Rotary in April of 2014. His sponsor was Tom Rhodes. Today he's retired, but he spent his career working in real estate and then later in the mortgage business. He's another one of the illustrious Hillcrest High School graduates. He went to Texas Tech and became a Red Raider. However, today you're more apt to find him at a UT game cheering on the Longhorns, thanks to his wife, Lori. Those of you who remember Wilbur know that he was very proud of the fact he had perfect attendance. And our recipient this year has 100% perfect attendance. You may know him by the half of the famous Gore Park team. Every 4th of July, you'll find him up early, which he hates, incidentally, organizing vendors, tables, banners, volunteers, and sometimes animals. Almost from the beginning, he took ownership of our mobile food truck, actually the North Texas Mobile Food Pantry, but that's a technicality as far as he's concerned. Today, he organizes the RCPC Mobile Food Pantry Distribution Day at the Agape Clinic, and he distributes typically food to 75 plus families per month. He's participated in the strategic planning process. Today, he's a member of our board with oversight for the community outreach programs. And last but not least, he played a key role in changing the 7:00 a.m. board meeting time to 8:00 a.m. Others have tried, but he actually got it done. You know, Wilbur was known for his sense of humor, so we tried to find something funny to say about our recipient, but actually we determined it's hard to say something funny about somebody who is funny. So without further ado, it's my honor to present the Wilbur Hawkins Spirit of Rotary Award to Stan Wright. Stan, are you out there? Stan?
I am. I just unmuted. No, thank you very much. It's quite an honor. And yeah, the board meetings, I'm still politicking to get it at happy hour at 5 o'clock, but at 8 o'clock was great. But thank you so much. This is quite an honor.
Well, congratulations. We appreciate all that you do. Okay, moving on to the next one, and that's the Colonel Robert Q. Smith Jr. Club Service Award. This was established in 2001, and it's presented to a club member for exceptional club service. It honors the life of Colonel Smith. He was devoted to duty. He had an unbelievable love for our club, and he was just quite a character. Again, I had the privilege of knowing this man in my early years of Rotary, and he was just an exceptional Rotarian, as is our recipient this year, who joined Rotary in January of 2017, coming from a club in the Kansas City area. His sponsor was Cleve Clinton. He is married to his wife, Julie, and has an adorable photogenic daughter named Olivia. For those of you who follow him on Facebook, you know what I mean. He received an MBA from SMU in 2019, where he led a successful international project in Colombia and Peru. He is a senior transformation manager at Cisco. Prior to that, he spent 7 years at Ericsson in a variety of management positions. His main hobby, he tells us, is fishing. And in fact, he spent some time in between Cisco and Ericsson, honing his entrepreneurial skills, building a fishing guide business. In Rotary, during this past year, he served as a Park City's 4th of July vice chair, and he's going to take over next year the top spot. He was co-founder of the Legacy of Leadership program. He chaired Transformation Dallas, and he's a Paul Harris Fellow. It is really my privilege and honor to present the 2019-2020 Colonel Robert Q. Smith Club Service Award to my fellow Rotarian, Dustin Burns. Dustin, are you out there? Dustin, he was there earlier.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. And definitely is a team when it comes to the parade and to Legacy of Leadership. So I couldn't have done it without the team. So thank you, team, and thank you, Rotary.
Well, thank you for all that you do. We appreciate it. Okay, passing the gavel back to President Richard for the C.C. Colley Distinguished Leadership Award.
Yes, that was established in 2011. The purpose of that award is to recognize a club member for exceptional leadership, both at the Rotary Club and district levels. It honors the leadership of C.C. Colley, who has served our club and Rotary International in many different capacities. C.C. joined Rotary in 1976, became club president in 82-83. He was selected as district governor in 85-86, served also in 87-88, on the untimely death of Governor-elect Dwight Sleeper. He's a discussion leader at PETS for over 20 years. He served RI in many capacities. He's a member of the Paul Harris Society, a major donor to the Rotary Foundation. In his honor, we give this award. Our recipient this year joined October 14, 2005, with the classification of economist. He holds an MPP from the University of Michigan, a BA from the University of California. He's employed by KPMG as Managing Director of the Transfer Pricing Dispute Resolution Division. His interests include camping, reading, running, cycling, and spending time in Santa Fe. He's a Paul Harrison Frank Monroe Fellow, named Director of the Year in 2010, winner of the Hugh B. McAfee Service Above Self Award in 2008 and again in 2014. President of this club in 2016, 2017. Theme that year was Striving Toward Perfect Engagement. He established the new club corporate member designation, accepted the first 2 members under that program. Past chair of the Interact Club Committee at Hillcrest High School, and always active in Interact at Hillcrest. An active member of the Mentoring Committee and the RCPC Foundation Executive Committee. While other awards presented this evening honor club participation, this award recognizes also club members who have served in leadership roles in our district. Our recipient has done just that. His true passion has been in youth. Since joining RCPC, he's been a driving force behind the Hillcrest High School Interact Club. During the Rotary year 2018-19, he served Rotary District 5810 as Youth Services Chair. As chair of this committee, he provided leadership and guidance for Interact, Rotaract, RILA, Youth Exchange, 4-Way Test, Youth Protection Services. It's my privilege to present the 2019-2020 CC Colley Distinguished Leadership Award to Tracy Gomes. Tracy?
Wow, thank you very much, Richard, and all of Park Cities Rotary for this honor. Anything associated with CC Colley, I'm so humbled and honored to be associated with. I consider CC a great Rotarian, a great friend, a great mentor, and happy to have this award that some think I might live in some way up to his standard of service on all levels of Rotary. Thank you again.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Tracy. That well deserved. Is CC with us tonight? Are you on the call, CC, by any chance? No. Okay, very well. Let's move on to the next one. This is the Linda Tunnel New Member Award. And this is presented to a club member for noteworthy club service from the beginning of club membership. The award honors Linda Tunnel and the traits of initiative and vitality, which she demonstrated from her very first year of membership in 1999. Her continued influence in the club ultimately led her to serve as club president during the 2007 to 2008 year. Her exemplary service continues today, most notably in accomplishments at Hillcrest Interact Club. Our recipient for this award joined Rotary in September 7th of 2018. His sponsor was Sean Foster, and his classification was law. He's married with 2 young boys, heavily involved in scouting. In fact, our recipient is an Eagle Scout. He grew up as an Army brat. He graduated from high school in Nairobi. He went to Ole Miss, and he graduated from Harvard Law School. He worked for a large law firm initially, but then joined his current firm in 2007, where he specializes in business law. In addition to Rotary and Scouting, he served on the town council in Sunnyvale. You know, he really endeared himself to the interview committee when he said that once he gets involved in something, he is in fully, and he's done just that with Rotary. You should recognize his name because your weekly announcement email comes from him. He was a participant in the strategic planning session, and he's part of the Legacy of Leadership class where he is involved in the Service Day project. And as if all of that isn't enough, today he's going to be sworn in as our club's parliamentarian. So it is my privilege and honor to present the 2019-2020 Linda Tunnel New Member Award to Chris McNeil. Chris, are you out there?
I am here.
All right,
You guys hear me?
congratulations. I can hear you.
Thank you. I am floored and honored. It's quite an honor. Thank you all for your vote of confidence.
Well, very deserving. We're glad to have you in the club. Okay, moving to the next one is the Cleve Clinton Collaborative Award. And this was established in 2014 and presented to a club member for outstanding leadership in promoting collaborative partnerships with outside agencies and entities. It honors Cleve, who served as president in 2013 and 14, and really fostered the whole concept of collaborative partnerships. It was his strategic vision to enhance our visibility through these community partnerships. So our recipient joined Rotary, our Rotary Club, in September of 2018 with a classification of nonprofit. Our recipient had not just one, but 3 sponsors. She grew up in rural Western Kentucky. She earned a degree in computer science with an emphasis in business from Murray State University. Her degree served her well at Texas Instruments, where she worked for 30 years. In her final position as Chief Citizenship Officer, she increased the employee volunteer hours from 30,000 to 250,000. In 2016, she decided it was time to leave, threw herself a party, and luckily for Dallas, she took up the challenge of hunger as president and CEO of the North Texas Food Bank. Her first year was a baptism by fire, beginning with Hurricane Harvey, which struck the Texas coast and deposited 7,000 plus evacuees in Dallas. 2 weeks later, she opened the food bank broke ground on the Perot family campus, a 230,000 square foot distribution administrative center in Plano. It was up and running in a year. Fast forward to today, when the books close on their 2020 year, the North Texas Food Bank will have packaged 95 million meals until the end of June of 2019, and that is 20 million more than the previous year. And so to give everybody maybe a little context on this award, let's go back for just a moment in time. It was during our first strategic planning session that the leadership adopted addressing hunger as one of the strategic initiatives. It was also during that session, Cleve first articulated the concept of collaborative partners, the vision being, yes, our club, we can make a difference in the fight against hunger, but what if we partnered with the right organization and grew that vision? There was no question in anybody's mind who this was going to be in the world of hunger, the North Texas Food Bank. A true partnership emerged, starting with the campaign to purchase the first mobile food pantry, followed by distribution runs, packing days, and then leveraging our 4th of July parade to raise money for the food bank. In July, even with a virtual parade, enough money was raised to provide 263,650 meals. So it is my honor and privilege to present the Cleve Clinton Collaborative Award to our fellow Rotarian, the president and CEO of the North Texas Food Bank, Tricia Cunningham. Tricia, I thought I saw you earlier. Are you still there?
I am here and I am stunned. Fred texted me last night, just, hey, checking in with everybody, seeing if you're going to be able to make it. And I said, yeah, it's on the calendar. I'm actually going to be happy to see everyone. I had no idea that this was going to be in the cards tonight. I'm truly honored. I mean, I'm honored to be among all of you. I mean, all of you exemplify your service above self every day. And I tell you, I can tell you that my faith in humanity has been strengthened through this crisis, because all of you, I know you work so hard and to be able to get us donations. You've been giving back every chance you get. And we've seen that across our entire community. And it does take all of us. So, I mean, I love the word collaborative. It's that's one of our core values at the food bank is collaboration. And so it is truly an honor. Thank you so much. I, on behalf of everyone at the food bank, we thank you for this.
Well, you're more than welcome and congratulations. Well deserved. Okay, and lastly, this brings us to our most prestigious award, and I'm going to turn that back to President Richard.
And I have the real privilege of recognizing the winners of the Lifetime Achievement Award. The award honors a member of the Rotary Club of Park Cities who's been an active member for many years and above all exemplified the ideas of service above self. The awardee has demonstrated leadership in advancing the goals of the club, the district, Rotary International. This award recognizes the contributors over the span of the honorees' membership, including attendance, committee service or work, recruiting, mentoring, fellowship, and financial support. These are strong Rotarians who win this award. And guess what? This year we're pleased to recognize not only one winner of the prestigious award, but 2 very outstanding Rotarians who have worked together so often and are working together now for our club. The first recipient joined October 5th, 2001 with a classification of real estate. His sponsor was Jody Ray. His education at St. Mark's School of Dallas, he graduated UT Austin with a degree in business. His interests, grandchildren, gardening, reading, music, skiing, volunteering, Camp John Mark. We would be remiss if we didn't say that his interest also includes his wife, Jan, whom he has been married to for 53 years. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be so long, but these are amazing people. He's a Paul Harris Fellow, a Centennial Fellow, a Frank Monroe Fellow, many years of 100% club attendance, a member of almost every committee, including Ronald McDonald, Music, Shutterbug, Meals on Wheels, Agape, Interact. He was an active part of the team that in 2017 rewrote the club's bylaws. He established PCR Connect when he was president in 08-09. He initiated the broad acceptance and use of the website and Club Runner. Co-sponsor of the Interact Club at Hillcrest High School. Initiated ending our weekly meetings with a 4-way test. 17 new members joined during his presidency. He was selected as District 5810 Outstanding Club President of the Year in 2009. We were selected as the Club of the Year in 08-09 by 5810. He's the recipient of the District 5810 Service Above Self Award, the RCPC Spirit of Rotary Award in 09-010, Hugh McAfee Service Above Self Award in 2014. Our second recipient joined in January 19th, 1999 with a classification of nonprofit. She's a proud graduate of Hillcrest High School and went on to North Texas University, although today you'll be more likely to find her cheering for the SMU Mustangs. Her interests are grandchildren, gardening, travel, cooking. She comes from a Rotary family. Her father, her brother were Rotarians. Members of the Downtown Rotary Club wisely steered her toward the Rotary Club of Park Cities, and we are eternally grateful. She's a Paul Harris Fellow, Centennial Fellow, Frank Monroe Fellow, co-sponsor of the Interact Club at Hillcrest, past chair of the New Member Orientation Committee, past chair of the Club Awards Committee, District 5810 Leadership Award in 2008 and 9, recipient of the Hugh McAfee Service Above Self Award in 2014. In 2012, the club honored her by establishing the New Member Award in her name. She was president in 2007 and through 9. We added 24 new members during her year, including 3 members sponsored by her. Set a club record with 92 every Rotarian every year contributions, totaling over $27,000. The club participated in a water well project in India. She was personally instrumental in creation of a new Interact Club at Hillcrest High School. Special events for RCPC volunteers were established with Camp John Mark and Texas Scottish Rite Hospital. A first-time golf tournament raised $41,000 to benefit returning combat veterans. While our recipients tonight have achieved much success and recognition as individuals, they've joined together on several projects for this Rotary Club. Instrumental in founding and organizing and mentoring the first ever Interact Club, I suspect, with over 100 members, named the Interact Club of the Year for Rotary District 5810. They were the co-chairs of the financial campaign in 17 for the purchase of that truck we are so proud of that serves people through the North Texas Food Bank. Their goal was to raise $150,000. They raised over $250,000. Currently, they're working with Pam Carvey as chairs of another financial campaign to raise money to fund the operations of a medical clinic in South Dallas at Bonton Farms. You know who these people are. It is my distinct privilege and honor to present the 2020 Rotary Club of Park Cities Lifetime Achievement Award to Linda Tunnell and Lee Wagner.
Linda and Lee, are you out there?
Well, Lee's here.
Linda, I know you're there. You're
Y'all
doing
hear
the
me?
installation. Lee?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Do I get to speak before Linda?
Go for it.
I will do that then. This is a shock and quite a surprise, and I am honored to accept this award and to be even considered this award. Since I joined in October of 2001, I've been surrounded by people that have cared about this club and about our community greatly. And I'll also say that I also learned that when Linda Tunnell asked me to do something, I said, yes, ma'am, and did everything. So that helped a whole lot.
Don't believe a word of it.
Congratulations, Lee. Now, Linda, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It has just been the greatest experience of my life. I'm so glad that I was invited to join this club and not the downtown club, because I don't have to be somebody's sister. I can be myself, and it's been glorious fun. I've loved raising money with Lee. We bounce off of each other, and I'm so proud of this club, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, congratulations to everybody. And that concludes the awards.
And thank you, Linda, because you now have a job in front of you. We will now install the 2020-2021 officers and directors, and past president Linda Tunnell will be doing the installation.
Well, thank you again. And can you hear me?
Yes.
I can figure this thing out. Okay. I want to tell you all how incredibly proud I am of this team that puts this on our video screen. Y'all have worked so hard. It's amazing that we're able to do this. So without anything else being said, I'd like to start with installing our president, Barb Jeffries. Barb, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Barb, you have been selected by the members of this Rotary Club to guide its affairs during the coming year. You have been entrusted with an important responsibility that will help shape your club's future. Incoming President Barb Jeffries, you have been elected to the office of President of the Rotary Club of Park Cities by its members. It is an expression of their confidence in your leadership. This is the oath of office I'm going to give you. I, and say your name.
Barb Jeffries.
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the Rotary Club of Park Cities, and that I will, to my best of my ability, give support and assistance to the District Governor, Rotary International, and that I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of the club. Will you do these things?
Yes, I will.
Congratulations, you're our new president.
Oh my.
Thank you so much.
I think it happened.
Okay, now for the installation of the Rotary Club officers and directors. Would you like me to read them? I mean, is there a screenshot we can put up?
Yes, we've got one.
Okay, if y'all could put that up, that'd be great. To the incoming officers and directors, you've been elected to the important positions in the administration of the Rotary Club of Park Cities. This is an indication of your fellow Rotarians' esteem and confidence in all of you. They also believe you will uphold the high traditions of your club, that you will give the best of your executive ability to the furtherance of the interest of your club and the carrying forward of the object of Rotary. Now, please, if you'll be ready to respond, will you fulfill the responsibility and the responsibilities of your offices to the best of your ability and in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of the club? The response should be, we will.
We will.
Great, I heard everybody. I hereby declare the new officers and directors installed and give President Jeffries the symbolic gavel as a symbol of the transfer of the administration of this club. To the outgoing directors and officers, thank you. Though you're retiring from the administration, you continue actively involved in this club, and it's extremely important and highly encouraged. Thank you all for serving, and congratulations. We can't wait for your year.
Thank you, Linda. Lovely job.
And now you have a gavel.
I have a gavel.
You also have a president's pin.
Thank you very much. I will wear this with honor. I appreciate it, Richard. And in turn, I am sharing with you this amazing, it's the wheel in gold with a beautiful diamond in the center. as our thank you for your service to the club.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Richard, I would like to present you this beautiful gavel in recognition and appreciation for everything you've done for the Rotary Club of Park Cities. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This will go on my wall tonight, and it will stay there as long as I have a wall. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to take this opportunity, Richard, to thank you for your wonderful calm, your steadfast nature these last few months. I think Betty said it best in the hub this week. She said, "It's been a year like no other, made richer by President Richard." He was definitely thrown a curveball, but he hit it out of the ballpark. Our Friday meetings continued without missing a beat. You put numerous service projects in place. They just had a little different look. By doing so, you set the stage for our club, and we're going to try to stay connected and stay relevant. So if I could ask the membership, if you would, or Mark, unmute for me. And would all of you please give him a rousing round of applause to President
Richard! Yay!
Hey, Richard, thanks, BP Richard. Hey, Richard.
Well, Richard, you are now joining this list of esteemed RCPC past presidents. It's quite a list. They've set a high standard, and you are definitely one of them. And it's a wonderful club to be part of. Someone once told me that the best job in the Rotary Club is to be the job of a past president. And I think that's true. I think I will find that out after a year. But thank you to all of the wonderful Rotarians on this list. And you have built this club to such a high standard. And Richard, you now join this great group. So thank you. Now, a very special thanks to our club administrator, Lori Aldridge. She is the foundation of our club. Her work continued during this time. She's kept us on track. She's the glue, honestly, Lori, that holds us all together. Thank you for all that you do. And one more time, we got to do it. Unmute, a round of applause to show Lori our appreciation.
Hey, Lori.
You're the best.
Where'd you go? Well, speaking of foundations, we have one. As you know, we have our RCPC Foundation. On the slide, are members of and I'm doing this right, Ed, the RCPC Foundation Fund of Communities Foundation of Texas 2020-2021 Executive Committee. That is the name. Ed is our foundation chair. The committee will be led by our own president-elect and president of the executive committee, Happy Franklin. Members on that committee are myself and Jeff McNaughton, Richard, Pam Carvey, Cleve Clinton, Karen Ferris, Doug Gill, Kathleen Claveter, Kyle Marmillion, and our secretary is Betty Dawson. I'm going to take an opportunity to thank Paul Pyrock and Cindy Cummings, who have served this past year and did a wonderful job. They're being replaced by Doug Gill and Kyle in their positions. The current value of our foundation, folks, is $1.4 million, which is incredible. Through your donations as club members over the years, we were able to fund $65,000 worth of grants this past year. It's amazing. The committee meets quarterly, and they make recommendations to the board for approval. So welcome on board to this executive committee, and it's going to be another great year. Looking forward to it. I'm going to take a minute and talk to you a little bit about our goals for the year. I think we can all agree that these are unusual times. What used to be has changed. What was normal is not normal. What was routine is certainly not routine. And what was in person is now virtual. So the question is, how do we adapt? And as I look forward to this year, I feel a sense of calm and assurance, knowing, based upon Larry's quote, that I will never underestimate the capacity of the members of this club. And I think that as we look toward a couple of goals for this year, is the first is to find ways to keep you engaged. It's a little more challenging in a virtual environment to do that. But we also need to, in addition to keeping our membership engaged, is find ways to attract new members. We currently have about 140 members in the club. We're down a little bit. We had over 150 last year. So we need to keep the ones we got and find more to join us. One way to do this is possibly to increase our utilization of social media. I'm asking each of you, challenging you to reach out to your associates and friends, send them a YouTube link, forward them the email you get from Chris each week. If there's been a speaker that you particularly enjoyed, include a link to our homepage. Our website has so much great information on it. Encourage them to check us out. Speaking of programs, I want to take a minute for a shout out to our program committee. They have filled the calendar these past few months. They are filling it for the next few months. They are led by Jeff Sheehan and Susan Harris. Thank you both, Jeff and Susan. You've worked very hard on that job. The other goal is service, which is what we're all about. While many of our traditional service opportunities are on hold, I'm certain there's other ways we can find to fill our motto of service above self. Please help me. We're looking for ways to do that, and your ideas will be welcome. Next, and near the end here, I promise, is this year's RI theme. It's Rotary Opens Opportunities. We need to look for ways, each of us, to open doors to all ages, races, genders, and belief systems. We need to find ways to open our ears to different ideas, find ways to open our minds to new opportunities, and to open our hearts to continue our mission of service above self. Thank you for listening to my comments this evening and trusting me with this role as your president. Together, I believe we're going to be the best Rotarians we can be. So now I would like to ask Sarah if she would join us here. She's going to talk a little bit about our recapping our 4th of July celebration.
Good evening, everyone. I would just like to do a quick review of our transition from the parade, the traditional parade, into the new 4th of July celebration. I think everyone knows by now that we had an art competition for children, a yard and block competition, and we had a 9 a.m. broadcast for those who still felt like they needed some place to be at 9 a.m. on the 4th of July. And then finally, we had a Spirit of Service Award to engage the high school teams that normally would participate in the parade. Each of these groups had so many different volunteers, but I'd like to highlight a couple of people individual. Dustin, who was my co-chair and who handled the art competition. Stan Wright, who did a tremendous amount of work for the yard and block competition and also for securing underwriters for the entire event. Mark Neese for the video. All of these individuals really went over above and beyond in producing what was a successful 4th of July event. We did raise $32,150 on behalf of the North Texas Food Bank, when combined with the matching partners of the North Texas Food Bank, translated into 283,000 plus meals. So I think we can be very proud of the number of meals that we provided for those who are in need in our community. And it was truly an honor to be able to read that number when it was received from the North Texas Food Bank. I'd like to thank Akita Hobbs for bringing us our encore sponsor, who stuck with us through the entire event and was a good and early donator to our North Texas Food Bank fundraising efforts. Thank you to everyone who supported the 4th of July celebrating by contributing their time and their talents. I mean, truly it takes a village. And when I listen to all the awards and the recognition that are given today, we see the strength and the talent we have in our club, and that showed definitely in our volunteer hours. From the beginning of May, when we started talking about transitioning into a new celebration, our club donated their time and talent in the form of over 551 volunteer hours. That's from the beginning of May. Now, that doesn't count all of the meetings and work that went prior to May, as the steering committee had been meeting since January. So I would just like to give Dustin Burns, my co-chair, the opportunity to say a few words, and he will be very, I don't have any worries that he'll be able to produce a successful parade next year. Dustin?
Thank you, Sarah. We are already planning for a new normal for next year. And, you know, we did learn some new fun things. We already have asked for next year. Are we going to do the art again? Are we going to do the houses? So we're not taking anything off the table. We're going to plan on the normal parade for next year. I took 48 hours off, and already on Tuesday had my first parade for next year. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to everybody joining the team and helping out for next year. So thank you, and back to you, Barb.
Thank you. Let's take a minute and look at some of the winners of the competition. We've got the best yard winners here, which were just outstanding. I hope that you got an opportunity with your spouses and your families to drive by some of these homes. I have to tell you, that is a good sport when you can spray paint your grass in your front yard to look like the American flag. And that was our first place winner. The second place winner in the center, and then the third. Just each and every home was very unique and very special. The art competition was lots of fun. These are the top three winners, first, second, and third in 6 and under ages. And then in the winners of the 7 through 12 age group, these are the first, second, and third. Again, remembering that our theme was stars, stripes, and service. So you can see the service through this young man with the nurse and the postal worker, and of course the military. It's just a wonderful, wonderful way they showed that. Next is winner in the 13 and older age group. She decorated her ballet slipper. And not only did she decorate it, she put a music box inside. So what a talented young lady. And we're very pleased to have all of those entries. Well, if I can call on new member Zach Davis, who has jumped right in. He is co-chairing PCR Connect this year. Zach, can you tell us a little bit about what's coming up this month?
Absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Next Thursday, July 16th from 5 to 7, I hope to see as many faces as I see on the screen right now. Awesome, everybody, for being on this call. It's just as much fun on a Zoom call for happy hour, so I hope everybody makes it next week. We'll send out reminders, and well, you know, we're doing our best to get to know each other a little bit deeper, sharing a little bit about what's going on with our business, but also talking about what's going on if we're retired or not working right now, or whatever we can do to help each other. If we have extra time this next week, we're going to talk about mentorship and what it means to us in this COVID time period and what we're doing. And so anyway, I am pleased and honored to co-host this with Holly Hollenbeck, and you know, I just hope we get to see everybody there. So thank you for giving me a spot to announce next week's meeting.
Absolutely. Thank you, Zach, and thank you, Holly. Well, we come to the end. Stan, you can refill your wine now. If I can ask Happy, please, if she will lead us in the 4-way test.
Okay, well, that's
you will. Yes.
The 4-way test. The things we think,
say, or do. First, is it the truth?
Is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned?
To all concerned. Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all, and be safe and stay well. That was loud. Sorry.
Good job, you guys. Good job.
Well, we 2:30. Well,